Lois Lane watches anxiously as the ambulance races through the city. Her husband, Superman, lying powerless and unresponsive beside her. His abilities are gone, a situation they've faced before, but this time feels different. She wonders if this could be permanent. Could they finally live a normal life? Superman lies motionless, surrounded by machines, his once invincible body now fragile. Lois sits behind him, holding his hand, her thoughts clear. He's just my husband. He's just a man. Hospital staff whisper about the injured man's uncanny resemblance to Superman as Kara pushes past them. "Oh, Clark!" she cries, rushing to his side. Overcome with guilt, she blames herself. Lois pulls her close, promising he's going to be okay. Batman pummels a cult in Tokyo's Ginza district, his thoughts steady despite the challenge of adjusting to super strength. "No need to break every bone," he muses, precise even in chaos. In Serbia, his heat vision cuts through a slaver ring's defenses, ensuring the victims are freed. Heat vision? It's unequivocal, he notes with dark satisfaction. In Sudan, Batman disrupts the Janjaweeds' reign of terror. He lifts them skyward under the moonlight, letting fear consume them before ensuring their fall stops inches from death. His justice is swift, unyielding, and unforgettable. As dawn rises over Paris, the city is bathed in a golden light, and the Eiffel Tower stands tall against the backdrop of the awakening sky. Batman watches from a high vantage point, the wind catching his cape as he considers the moment. The idea of returning to Gotham flits through his mind, perhaps to rest, to eat, to recover. But the thought is fleeting. Something deeper stirs within him, a newfound clarity and resolve that propels him forward. He realizes he doesn't have to stop. Not now, not ever. Half the world is always enveloped in shadow, always in need of someone to guard it. "Let the sun chase me," he decides as his work continues unending. Superman wakes in the watchtower, surrounded by allies. He expresses gratitude for their care, while Zatanna explains her illusions covered his hospital absence. With most injuries healed, the team feels reassured, ready to move forward. Superman, still recovering, receives teasing care from the Flash and encouragement from the others. The team urges him to regain his powers, focusing on tracking Silver Banshee. When asked about Batman, Diana reveals he's gone silent, his whereabouts unknown. Concern grows about what the magical transfer of powers might have done to Superman's mind as well as Batman's. Batman emerges from the shadows, his demeanor sharp and confident. Addressing Diana's concern directly, he jests that the power has gone to his head. Despite their concern for him, he reassures them, stating he's never been better. Batman reveals his absence wasn't avoidance, but commitment. He's been training and mastering his newfound powers. Batman lashes out, rejecting any sympathy, declaring he sees his new powers as a gift, not a curse. Frustrated by what he perceives as their lack of understanding, he accuses Superman of undervaluing the responsibility that comes with such strength. Despite the tension, Superman and Diana urge him to let them help. Batman stands resolute, warning the team not to come after him. He refuses to stop using his newfound powers, seeing them as an opportunity to make a difference beyond Gotham, across the world. While the League strategizes to restore the balance by finding Silver Banshee, Bruce declares his commitment to the darkness. As he vanishes into the night, Superman watches, concern etched on his face, the weight of Bruce's decision lingering heavily in the room. Beneath Gotham's glittering skyline, Catwoman prowls through a lavish penthouse, her sights set on a delicate cat statue. With a playful, pretty kitty, she reaches for the statue, admiring her prize. Before she can savor the moment, a deep, commanding voice cuts through the air. "Put it back, Catwoman." Turning slowly, she cradles the porcelain figure, her confidence masking the tension in her voice. "I know that manly growl anyway," she quips, her gaze locking with Batman's. The silhouette of Batman looms in the moonlit window as he firmly commands Catwoman to return what she took. Unfazed, she dismisses his demand with sarcasm, rationalizing her actions as borrowing from a drug dealer's vault to cover her rent. But Batman's cold, glowing gaze cuts through her deflection, reminding her that stealing is still a crime. She playfully teases him, noticing his attitude, and remarks on how much he's changed. So much that it's starting to unsettle even her. Batman grabs Catwoman by the neck. She cries out in pain. She claws at Batman in desperation, forcing him to release her. He retaliates by hurling her aside with cold precision, sending her crashing into furniture. As she struggles on the ground, battered and defeated, a new voice cuts through the tense silence, calling out to Batman. Nightwing bursts into the room, striking Batman with force and declaring, "Pick on someone your own size." The blow lands solidly, surprising Batman, who had started to forget what pain felt like. Nightwing stands firm, gripping his weapon tightly, ready for more. He challenges, unyielding in his stance. Batman warns Nightwing to back down, pointing out his elevated heart rate and calling out the fear he senses. He uses his enhanced abilities to unnerve his former protege, confident in his superiority. Nightwing remains steadfast, accusing Batman of recklessness and bringing up the dangerous fight with Bane. He refuses to stand by, declaring his intent to stop Batman before more harm is done. Unfazed, Batman steps forward, dismissing Nightwing as a mere man who could never challenge him. Nightwing counters with swift precision, striking out with his baton. Batman evades effortlessly, calling that attack a miss. The first throw was a fake. Nightwing lands a precise strike. Nightwing's persistence pushes Batman to unleash his heat vision, obliterating nearby objects in a fiery explosion. The room erupts into chaos as Nightwing skillfully evades the blasts, closing the gap once more despite the destruction surrounding them. Nightwing strikes Batman and quickly uses his cape to wrap around his head, blinding him momentarily. Batman's response is swift and brutal. He unleashes his heat vision, tearing through the cape in a fiery burst. In one seamless motion, he counters with devastating strength, launching Nightwing through a nearby window. Before he can recover, Batman grabs him by the neck, holding him effortlessly into the air. Bloodied but unyielding, Nightwing stares at Batman, defiance in his eyes despite the pain. Batman warns him in a cold, measured tone. Another hit would kill him. Nightwing, gasping, mentions that Superman's power needs sunlight, and Batman has been staying in the dark. He thought he had a chance. Batman declares the fight over, his words heavy with finality. He plans to leave Nightwing at the manor for Alfred's care, but his warning is absolute. No one, not even an old ally, is to stand in his way again. Nightwing lies in the Batcave, his body battered with fractures, lacerations, and missing teeth. Alfred struggles to forgive Bruce for his actions, but Superman believes Bruce will never forgive himself either. Superman reminds them that Bruce's mind is as much a victim of the magical power transfer as Nightwing's body is. Tim, working with Zatanna, uses the Batcomputer to map out all magical activity on Earth since Silver Banshee's attack. Superman commends Tim's work, vowing not to rest until the spell is reversed. However, they insist on taking the lead, reminding Superman he's not physically ready to chase after Banshee. Together, they strategize their next move, cross-referencing the Oblivion Bar with Interpol data to pinpoint her location. Nightwing refuses to stand down, declaring that losing his powers doesn't mean he's out of the fight. Zatanna watches silently, her concern unspoken. Meanwhile, Alfred presents a box to Superman, explaining that with Bruce absent, he had time to prepare for such a scenario. Opening the box, Superman uncovers a suit, a custom creation by Alfred, crafted from available materials but with a personal touch. Superman thanks Alfred sincerely, ready to continue his efforts to help Bruce and resolve the chaos surrounding them. Superman, now wearing the specialized suit Alfred crafted, stands tall and resolute alongside Robin, Zatanna, and Alfred in the Batcave. Determined and united, they prepare to embark on their mission. With resolve in his voice, Superman declares, "Let's go save our friend," as bats flutter dramatically in the background, symbolizing the blend of their strengths to confront the looming challenge.